Okay, hello students. Welcome to the 5th MSC of MUSA. We will start as usual by taking attendance. Okay, President Shandeep here. Vice Presidents Ryan here. James. James should be online, right? James. Can you call James, Ryan? Yeah. Thanks. Okay, we move on. The treasurers, Janani and Bakhtar. Online? Bakhtar is online, right? Janani? Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you. CNS, Hebe and Chen Hong. Hebe here, Chen Hong online.
Yeah.
Thank you. Moise, Farrell, Ibrahim here. Yes. Activities, Hillary, Kevin. Okay. Jessie? Alright. Naomi and Dion? Okay. Sharina and Ike? Okay. Adwa and Hazel? Adwa's online.
Present.
Thank you.
Hello.
Harry and Josh? Okay. Josh. Tyler and Chihui? Jocelyn and Razan?
Here.
Okay, Jocelyn. Razan? All together, is it? Hello? Yeah. Okay. Hashini, Nathan? Nathan's here.
I'm here.
Alright. Cherry and Winnie? Okay. Crystal? Online, right?
Hello.
Okay, see you. Ziqing? Yeah. Thank you. Yashvin? Thank you. Jason? Hi. Idelin and Wenchong?
Present.
Wenchong? Maybe can you help check if Wenchong's coming? Thank you. Arush and Ahina? Can also help check for Arush and Ahina, maybe? Maybe. Thank you. Hui Ying and Nubile?
Here.
Present.
Thank you. Benjamin and Hanyao?
Here.
Here.
Thank you. Sat? And Dylan here. Alright. Niha and Samira?
Here. Here.
Alright, thank you. Okay, so we're done with attendance taking. Let's go by the motion. So these people have sent in their apology letters. This motion is accepted by
Ibrahim.
Alright. Ibrahim, just take everybody.
Ibrahim. Yeah, what?
Say your name for everything. Alright, thank you. So the motion is passed. Okay, move on to the second part. This is a new initiative. It's called the Students' Voice segment, whereby we collect feedbacks from the students before MSC by anonymous. So we have one that was reached out. Say, I'm reaching out to express a concern that I've been reflecting on regarding the committee recruitment process for MUSA clubs. So as a student who is passionate about inclusivity and equal opportunity, I notice a recurring pattern in the recruitment and participation demographics. It often appears that most elected candidates are Chinese or Malay locals with little or no visible representation of South Asian or brown students. This lack of diversity can be disheartening, especially when it starts to feel like certain groups are unintentionally excluded from contributing or being seen as part of the student leadership. Can we have our president to address this issue?
Okay, so when it comes to this issue, particularly in concern, we like to raise awareness that at the end of the day, our governance is that we are always equal and inclusive to everyone, as per the guidelines given to us by Monash itself. So if there is any concerns when it comes to this kind of stuff, we'll definitely take the necessary action, be it through the clubs, MUIS, or whoever it is relevant. But I'd like to reassure that all times we are making sure that there is always diversity and inclusivity in everything that we do. Lah. And I would say that in terms of the Malay locals and all that, there's no such thing as favoritism. And this is something we really like to assure of and continue. So yeah, I think that's the main thing that I hope can answer the question. Lah.
All right, thank you to our president. So this issue has been addressed. So this motion has been passed. Anybody got anything to add on to that? Counting 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you. All right, so we move on to our division and departmental updates. So let's invite our president for his first update.
I should have just stayed here, you know. Okay, hi everyone. Nice to see you all again. Okay, so give me a second. Yeah, I think for today's meeting we'll be having a lot to go over. Let's see. Can you help me? Do you want me to speak? Can you? Yeah, just go to the first one. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over to the first point itself now. So recently, if I'm not mistaken, last week we had a meeting with the Pro Vice Chancellor itself and her respective team to go over all the relevant stuff that is necessary for the university. I believe that for the last MSC we have mentioned there are a lot of meetings going on. Sorry for the throat. So there have been a lot of meetings going on as well with Australia, with the DIC, with the quite a number. I can't remember it by heart. But one thing I'd like to raise concern is the first and foremost is the biggest issue that we have currently is in terms of language barriers. The problem right now that we are facing, and that is something that's been communicated to us not by just MUSA, but as well as MUPA and all the other leadership bodies, is that there's been a very big concern about language barriers in the sense where we've noticed there are particular groups of students that are coming in that are not able to speak English. And this not just generalized to any particular group at all. Although they are the majority, it is quite a big issue as well, as they have the basic understanding of English, but not necessarily enough for them to pursue education. Now, it is of course an issue academically for them because they cannot strive in the classes they are doing it. But of course, it also becomes an issue where they are segregated from community. Especially when you have a community that's mix of languages, mix of cultures, they tend to segregate themselves to people that they're familiar with. So that is one of the big concerns that we have definitely raised. And one thing that we are kind of glad to know is that not only the EDI committee is looking into, but the PVC itself is going to be looking into this to see what can be done, as similar to what Australia has been done. The next thing we would like to say is about the disability friendliness of the campus. Now, before I go on, I'd just like to give everyone a heads up. My report is a few pages long, so I'll skim through as much as possible. If you want more information, please read the actual report. All right. So the next thing we are going to be saying is about the campus status itself, whereby we notice that again some of the infrastructure is not really disability friendly, especially with the increased number of students who are of this category, unfortunately. So because of this, we have definitely raised our concerns, and they are definitely looking into making sure that all the new facilities are in line to whatever updated infrastructure guidelines there is. As per the basement, those are something that's definitely been done recently as well. The last but not least that I'll be covering in terms of the PVC is towards the concerns of SDG. So recently it has come to my attention as well that the campus initiative for SDG has slowed down, unfortunately. As per to what they used to do back in 2022 and 2023, they have slowly started to slow down. However, rest assured is that they have done different values of SDGs that has been done internally, including the way they do the hiring, the staffing, and the way they manage the students as well. So they are working in that aspect, and I believe most of the concerns are coming into environmental-based SDGs. So for this one, they are looking into initiatives to help with that, be it from food waste or from normal waste segregation, etc., etc. So these are the big concerns that that has been covered, and we'll definitely be looking into for the years to come, for the months to come. Okay, next one. Constitution, handbook, and handover procedure. Long story short, we are looking into finalizing the constitution once and for all this year. Right now, we have a draft for 2021, but as most of us are aware, there's been a draft that has been ongoing since 2021 as well, a new updated draft. So we're planning to finalize that as soon as possible to make sure it's done by this year. This also includes the cooperation from CNS and MOIS to get it done as soon as possible. So at least by the month of September to October, we can get it done as soon as possible. Followed by that is, of course, the ongoing concerns with handover regulations, as we believe that this year there has been quite some concerns being given to us about handover regulation in terms of what has actually been covered, what exactly has been given to us, and how they have basically just how it's basically being tossed the responsibility. So we are practically making sure that for the coming years as well, including this year, the handover regulations and guidelines is properly being looked at to ensure that all the tasks and all the responsibilities are given. So at least when the new committee starts, it won't be like how earlier this year most of us are quite lost. It'll be a proper handover where everybody is ready, especially with the new event guidelines in place. This is something that we see more of a necessity rather than a suggestion. Last but not least for this part is okay, yeah. Last but not least, sorry if I'm a bit forgetful about my parts. I just wrote this like 1 hour ago. Last but not least is training session for OBs as well. As we are aware, a lot of stuff that the OBs have to undergo is based on handover guidelines. So we're looking into a centralized way to as well make sure that all OBs are given standardized training and standardized procedure, including but not limited to fire safety and first aid as well. This is something we believe is of utmost importance to ensure that all of our OBs are proper when it comes to event handling and as well as safety management. Because at the end of the day, especially in the office, most of the times, all I see is some particular OBs being there for extended duration of time from early to morning to late at night. So you want to make sure that whoever is there left alone there by themselves, then they can take care for themselves, especially when there's any issues whatsoever. Okay. So next will be the OSH WC meeting, which was attended with myself and Naomi recently. So most of the exact agenda, I will be passing it on to Naomi to cover, as it will be more of a repetition. However, one thing I'd like to highlight is the guidelines. Now, again, this will be given to everyone once again, but this will be the official events guideline given to us by OSH themselves. So I believe a lot of you guys have the issue where your AMSs wasn't approved because of OSH. OSH has gotten tighter. After further conversation with them, we have reason to believe that the guidelines that are set in place has always been set in place. It's just not been properly enforced. So right now we have been given the guidelines itself, and we'll be working together with them to ensure that these guidelines are up to date, including registered vendors that are updated. Also, at least there'll be one particular place for us to see all vendors that are guaranteed certified by OSH, as well as all vendors that may or may not have problems with the university itself. And this is one of the next few things that OSH will be covering when it comes to event management. Now the next one. Thanks. The updated guidelines to event management. Now this is my favorite part again. I would like to raise everyone's attention to this because this has also been discussed during the AAC and multiple times over, especially to all the office bearers and relevant parties. The message has been sent to you guys. One of the key things is in the effort to curb one of the biggest issues that we have, which is EMS management, a better understanding of how we deal with this has been done, which includes the way we submit and the deadlines that we follow, in particular to what date you guys submit the EMS. Now, I will repeat this one last time during this MSC, as you will be able to see here below. Once this deadline has passed, I am not responsible for your event. You guys are responsible for making sure you meet these deadlines. These EMS deadlines include making sure your SARA has been approved, making sure your BP has gone through the relevant finance directors to make sure that they have reviewed. And if you have any issues in terms of vendor registration and all that, most likely that will go through the filtering by the finance director as well to make sure that your vendors are proper, they can pass through the system. And last but not least, of course, is venue registration. Now, venue registration is most likely 1 week before the specific dates, which I'll go through over again once more. So, again, venue registration is, of course, not confirmed. However, it is necessity that you push your vendor registration, your venue booking 1 week before the event as well. Anything to do with vendor registration or finance, I'll leave it to you to set the deadlines with the finance director, which you'll mention. But either ways as well, at the end of the day, your deadline needs to be the deadline that has been set here, which for one last time I'll be going over, which is for week 0 to week 4. Your deadlines are on the 2nd of July. For week 1 to week 8 is the 11th of July, and week 8 to week 12 is the 25th of July. Events going before this deadline will have to respect the 1 month rule. Events going after this deadline will also follow the 1 month rule, which has been discussed earlier. And I believe the guidelines that have been given to you guys earlier was 6 weeks. So now we are able to shorten it to 1 week due to this. And of course, hopefully, we're able to shorten the approval period much more for everyone. So few frequently asked questions that I'm going to answer is, in the event, your event gets delayed halfway through the approval period, we are able to reconsider the deadlines and allow you to resubmit your AMS for that new deadline, only given that the approval has been given from me with proper reasoning to why the event has been delayed. If not, if let's say the event is delayed and no proper reasoning is given, we will just reject the event outright. Same thing is for last minute events, because we do understand sometimes there are external parties that want to have an event halfway through the semester. That will be approved on a case-by-case basis. You have to provide proper justification that this event could not be planned earlier. and which is why we would like to reassure everyone to ensure all events for the next semester is done, pre-plan everything before the specific deadlines. Once these deadlines are achieved, once the EMS is sent, the following day will be me going through all of the EMS to make sure everything is met and us trying to expedite. And the reason why we're doing this is a collaborative effort between all the authorized approving parties to make sure that all your EMS goes through as soon as possible, which includes student life, myself, OSH, finance, etc., etc. This is an agreement between all of us, alright? So I would like to really highlight the dates here. And yeah, alright, next. Yeah, so the next thing is, of course, vendor guidelines. Now, although it states here vendor guidelines, this also covers to sponsors, to merch designs, whatever it may be. These are for all vendors, not just bazaar vendors. However, it greatly affects bazaar vendors. I would like to keep this in mind. Moving forward, we will be looking into adherence to the OSH guidelines as well, including the specific registration, etc. And there will be a new letter that will be coming out from our side, which is the letter of acceptance. Now, this letter, of course, the name is not finalized, nor the exact contents of this letter. However, the function is, whereby the function of this letter is to make sure that all vendors are certified by either myself or Student Life before they are allowed to do anything within the campus. Unless they have already, even though they are a registered vendor, this is necessary for us to ensure that all vendors meet our policies and regulations, and there's a proper, clear-cut guideline followed. Because we believe that at this moment, for most bazaars, most vendors, even for clubs and societies, there's already an under-table agreement or whatever agreement method that you guys may have. This will be an official way to provide to these vendors. And this is less to us and more to them as well, for them to understand that, hey, you guys are now certified under our vendorship, and this is what are the guidelines to it. So they cannot come back to us when, let's say, there's another vendor, another bazaar that we are unaware of, or maybe there's another round of financial recuperation. All right. So for these guidelines, again, guideline will be given to you guys during the exam periods to before the deadlines are given. So like once again, coming back to the earlier point, EMS, when it comes to reaching out, outreach and all that, should necessarily be done after your AMS is approved. However, you guys can go and ask the vendor for interest or timeline confirmation, but you're not allowed to confirm the event with them directly. You still need to wait for your AMS to approve. So everything will be given to you in a timely manner to ensure everything will be running smoothly for the coming semester. Okay, next one, please. All right, I believe this is one of the last few things. Post-event reports, very simple. Moving forward, apart from your EMS, which needs approval from Student Life to run, we'll be running post-event reports to ensure that the events that you guys do run meets the standards necessary. This includes anything from financial expenditure for your events to accidental expenditure to also the way you handle the events, event engagement, participation rates. There are a lot of factors that will be coming into here, which you guys can review into the post-event report as well. A few things I would like to cover is this will be as an official date for us to review on event engagement, including the way we review whether the event is a success or not and whether you guys have met the regulations that we have set for you guys. This is a way for us to also review how your department is doing on a very proper manner, including with Student Life as well. So we do understand this is a little bit of extra work on you guys, but this will be a better way for us to provide you guys with a reason for justification, especially for budget incrementals for the coming year or any other benefits that you may look to see, whether it comes from me or from Student Life as well. So we like to say for this semester, we have not implemented anything. However, I will be reaching out to a few departments to test it out. But next semester onwards, it will be something that is mandatory for everyone. For those who have not submitted this report, Student Life and ourselves has agreed that there will be necessary restrictions to what you can do, including EMS approval or any cash reimbursement, as this is a very important report for us to evaluate how we are doing things as well. We are always open to making this as efficient as possible or as easy as possible. However, there are key metrics within the form that's already necessary. And this will be done by submitting these forms to the relevant secretaries of your departments. This mainly falls to division, sorry. So for clubs and societies, we'll go to CNS. For CRs, we'll go to MUSA. And then this will all be submitted to Bliss. Now the period and the time of when you need to do this will be discussed later, along with the guidelines that will be given together with the post-event report. Last but not least, I think another two more points which I'll go over very quickly. For the plans for semester 2, I believe I would like to go over again. This year, MUSA is looking into streamlining a lot of our processes and making sure that we can run efficiently, especially when we plan to expand and in any capacity or in any manner, whether it's financially, events-based, etc. So some of it includes ELO training and management moving forward as well to ensure professionalism across the board. It will be necessary training done to make sure that all of your respective ELOs and those dealing with external parties will undergo a mandatory training to ensure that they have basic understanding of what needs to be done and how to manage. This is more to curb whatever issues that have been brought up in the previous MSC. Next, it will be going on to office etiquette. Now, office etiquette, I'd like to put a note to everyone as well. There has been reason to believe that there are a lot of non-MUSA members coming in to use our facilities. As we always say that the bottom floor of MUSA is open to all students, as that's the sports building. The top floor is, of course, closed off to MUSA members only, as this is a benefit and a privilege given to us by the university to do the job that we do. And I'd like to urge everyone that your office is basically the gift that the university gives to you, apart from many others, to do the job that you do. As not everybody has the privilege to have a place to call home on the second floor of a random building in the university. So I'd like to reassure everyone on office etiquette when bringing people in, making sure that they do not overstay their welcome or use facilities or destroy facilities, and making sure to follow the necessary procedures in place, especially, for example, the discussion room, as there is reason to believe also that non-MUSA members are using the discussion room without proper booking and proper review of how to do the booking for the room itself. So this is another one for office etiquette, and I believe, yes, last but not least, as I mentioned earlier, this is a gift to you. But however, the university doesn't come in to double check on every single part of the room, which is a good or bad news depending on you guys. But we do need your cooperation to come and tell us when there's something broken in your room. Either you can bring it up to the welfare officers or myself. However, I do recommend the welfare officers, as I may be too busy to review your request. So please, if there are any issues, please pass it to the welfare officers, and they will be giving me a report on what is wrong and all that. All right. If the issue is very urgent, then you can pass it to me, but I will be a bit more delayed. However, I'd like to urge everyone that the science form has been given to everyone for office repairs, and all office bearers has already been given the green light to straight away push for any repairs that they require. So instead of reaching out to the both of us, please do it yourself. All right. We will do mandatory checks to make sure your office is in order. If there are any reasons that your office is not in order, we will ask you guys to fill out the form, or we will do it for you on a case-by-case basis, but we'll basically force you out. Okay. Last but not least, external engagement and Monash wide alignment. Now, so sorry for taking so much of your time, but this is the last point on my side. Alignment practices. Now, main thing here is that I would like to summarize everything here is we are starting to look into aligning all of the student leadership networks within Monash, which includes all the relevant leadership networks under the schools, as well as MUPA as well, to ensure that whenever it comes to external engagement, we come as a united front rather than one that's divided. This includes any understanding of how the events are run in different schools, how leadership is run in different programs, etc., etc. So this is basically, long story short, this is us making an approach to reach out to all the other student bodies and student leadership networks that run within the university to make sure that all concerns are given and shared upon one another. As MUSA has the privilege to be able to raise this issue to a higher level, including not only to the PBC himself, but also to Monash Australia. So this is a way for us to ensure that whenever it comes to issues, it's not just MUSA coming up with their own problems, but it's also something that is shared upon truly with the student body as well. And this will also include the way we will run external engagement to ensure we do not step on each other's toes. Next but not least is overall on external engagement. As mentioned previously as well, the external engagement for us, we are looking into strengthening it, as the term anchor institution was used before. And for the note as well, a lot of the debrief on how to run external engagement has already been given to you guys. And as mentioned earlier, MVP will be the anchor point for CSR when it comes to external engagement. So other than that, outreach has been done for neighboring universities and institutions to go over what they have done, their method of ways, as well as fellow benchmarking will be looked into. As well, we are looking into gathering all the universities to organize an event where we are able to interact and mingle with all of these universities, giving MUSA members the golden opportunities to network beyond their means. So this is one of the last few initiatives that will be done within my end. As we are moving, and as a final note from my end, first and foremost, all the best to all of your finals and all of your exams, to those watching and to those here physically in front of me. We do appreciate everyone taking the time to be here, to be in this MSC, despite all of your assignments and all of your finals. I do understand, even myself, I have my FIP to do. And we'd like to thank everyone for making your time here. And just for reassurance, we're making sure that everything has been done, especially for my note here. A lot of these procedures and all that may seem new, may seem different, but rest assured, all of this is done to ensure that you guys can do your job well and to focus your ways as students first, rather than work first. And we will always be working together with the universities and relevant parties as well to ensure whatever demands that you may have is met, or an ongoing conversation can be done for all of this. And without that, that will be all from me. So contributed by MUSA President, accepted by
Morale.
All right, Phil. All right, thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you. Let me invite the vice presidents.
So my report won't be as long as Sean's, so don't worry, we'll finish by 2 minutes. So recently, there was a welfare affairs committee meeting that I've recently joined. So I think welfare will be discussing more of this, but basically we have discussed more of the welfare methods. So this includes ETI, FGG, and also any facilities issues. Okay. So we have also discussed a few initiatives that could be beneficial to the international students and also exchange students. This will be in collaboration with the WAs. So next we have the pre-career fair week. So recently there was a career fair happening this semester around week 7. So what we have planned for this our next semester is we're assuming that the career fair happens again, and we will most probably have a pre-career fair week. So we'll have a few workshops during that week, organized by some of the schools, and also some general workshops by other outside external parties. So we have contacted Monash Career Services and they were very interested on it. So we'll be having a meeting with them tentatively next month. So for orientation, I think this is also discussed during the WAC meeting. So we'll be having a few new initiatives next semester for orientation to help provide more support to the international students and also to the exchange students. So 24 hours operational time. So this is because somebody texted me and asked me if this could be started way earlier. So basically, I've contacted him and he said no. The data does not prove that it should be started earlier. So basically, it has went back to normal. So basically, this has started this week and it will last all the way until finals period ends. So yeah, you guys can study all the way, sleep here or whatever. Alright, so the next EAC meeting will be happening on Monday. Sorry, I think I put wrong, not week 12, but yeah, week 13. So it will be happening on week 13, Monday. There will be a few agendas for the schools. So it will be 7 schools carnival and also a few more other agendas that will help prepare the schools for next semester. Last is updates for TEDx. So we are pushing out the invitations email to potential speakers. So this will happen around today, starting from today and go all the way to whenever we finish getting our speakers. So we have also finalized some of the designs for some of the merchandises, and also we are for publicity we are brainstorming some promotional materials for the event next time. Yep, and that's all for me. This report is contributed by me and James, accepted by Javed.
Okay, thank you. For general secretary, it's even shorter, but it's briefly gonna go through general elections. So we're starting to prepare general elections. So we're starting to source for the returning officer and deputy returning officers. And then we are also in progress of searching for a good live stream service provider. So if you guys have any good recommendations, feel free to let me know. And we are also currently preparing the budget proposal to submit EMS for the venue booking for any related activities. And like what Sean has mentioned for the constitution and handbook, we are in progress of trying to identify any loopholes and to see if we can do any amendments to it. So we need to require help from CNS department and Waste department to send in your updated constitution as quick as possible so that we can try to have it done in like September, October. Yeah, so that's it for General Secretary's department. It is contributed by Liz, accepted by. Thank you. Okay, then we have invite the finance directors. So first, we will begin with our finance WhatsApp group communication. So I've set up a centralized group setup where the finance directors, OBs, and the treasurers of each department is there. These groups will serve as the official platform for all budget proposal approvals and financial discussions. And for adding members, if your department treasurer or relevant members have not been added, please do so immediately to ensure everyone remains informed and no miscommunication occurs. Moving on, the receipt submission deadline and guidelines. So for semester one, all receipts must be submitted by June 6th. If there are no receipts to submit, notify the finance group with the following, which is the CR number, event name, and reason for non-submission. And receipts are to be placed in the tray outside the treasurer's room in the MUSA office, the black trays. So yeah, that's the one. For the physical receipt compliance from semester 2 onwards, online purchases, example Shopee, Lazada, or any official web stores are acceptable with full digital receipts that clearly show item details, date, and seller info. But physical store purchases must be accompanied by the original printed physical receipt issued at the point of sale. Scans, photos, or reprinted duplicates will not be accepted in these cases for receipt submission. It is your responsibility to collect and submit the correct type of receipt, and reimbursements will not be processed without valid documentation unless a valid reason is communicated and approved in advance. So moving on for the semester 2 budget proposal submission protocol. For pre-EMS submission requirement, all semester 2 BPs must be submitted to the finance directors in the WhatsApp groups that we have created for approval at least 2 to 3 weeks prior to the EMS submission. This advanced timeline ensures sufficient time for review, necessary adjustments, and proper alignment with semester 2 financial guidelines. Early submission is essential to facilitate smooth processing and prevent delays in EMS approvals. Important note for high activity departments, this is a specific reminder for MUS and CSJB, as these departments regularly host high volume, large scale events such as MUS country events and CSJB club events. And in the past semester, there have been multiple instances where VPs were not submitted for finance approval before EMS submission, which significantly disrupted the approval workflow and delayed post-event processing. So to ensure smoother coordination for the upcoming semester, all VPs must be submitted at least 2 to 3 weeks before EMS submission to allow enough time for review, feedback, and proper adjustments. You may submit your VPs through a Google Sheet with direct links to each event's VP. This creates a cleaner and more efficient way for finance directors to track and access e-submission. And this is a reminder for all departments that please ensure all the VPs are also uploaded in your respective event folders within the finance folder that we have created during the start of the semester, which helps us avoid repeated access requests and keeps documentation organized for audit and reimbursement purposes. And timely submission and proper file management are essential for ensuring compliance with semester 2 financial protocols. There's an update regarding the registered supplier list. You can access it over here, and it's also updated in the fund tracker under the instruction tab. So the registered supplier list is maintained directly by Monash and cannot be edited by MUSA department. So please do not request edit access as the file ownership lies with Monash University. You can copy it for reference. You may create a personal copy for your department's reference. However, it is your responsibility to regularly cross-check with the original list, which is updated periodically, and always refer to the most recent version to avoid supplier-related delays in PRPO processing. Moving on regarding financial procedures and exceptions, this section serves as a reinforcement of existing financial protocols that continue to be overlooked or inconsistently followed. Departments are reminded that non-compliance with submission timelines and approval procedures causes significant delays and may result in rejected claims. The following must be strictly adhered to. First is the PRPO submission. All PRPO requests must be submitted and approved before any services are rendered or events are carried out. Submissions made after an event or service will be automatically rejected and must go through CR cash reimbursement process as outlined in section 14. 19.3. So the exception handling via CR is in exceptional cases where a PRPO could not be submitted in time due to unforeseen and justifiable circumstances, departments may request to proceed via CR only after obtaining all three of the following approvals, which is the MUSA treasurers, the MUSA president, and student life. These approvals serve as a formal green light to proceed with a CR, which will then be submitted to Monash Finance with urgency. In such cases, departments must provide both an official invoice and delivery order, each dated after the service has been rendered or the goods delivered. While this is not an encouraged practice, it is required documentation when a PO could not be issued on time. So avoid relying on this process as a default solution. And regarding CR processing timeline, please note that the 2 to 3 weeks processing time only begins after the MUSA treasurer submits the CR into the SAP finance system. The timeline does not start from the date the request was entered into the fund tracker or discussed in WhatsApp. So plan for a minimum total processing time of 1 month from internal approval to reimbursement. And regarding planning and vendor registration, to avoid administrative delays, ensure all PRPO submissions are made well in advance of the event or service date. Review all documentation carefully for accuracy and completeness. Errors or missing documents will delay in processing. And regarding vendor registration requests, they should be submitted as early as possible, especially ahead of the next semester, to allow sufficient time for Monash Finance to approve or reject new vendors. This is important. Reimbursements will not be expedited or prioritized for departments that fail to follow these protocols. Inquiries regarding delayed reimbursements will not be entertained unless the submission has been verified as complete, timely, and compliant with Monash financial procedures. So there's a new policy update, or like I'm just reiterating, financial procedures and collaborative agreements. So regarding overseas purchase, if a student wishes to make an overseas purchase, they must provide a detailed link to the item or service. You have to explain why the purchase cannot be sourced locally in Malaysia, and you also have to include a clear justification for the overseas purchase. This information should be submitted to the MUSA treasurer for review, and the purchase will then be discussed with Student Life and Monash Finance. Please note that any overseas purchase made without prior approval from the MUSA treasurer, MUSA president, and Student Life will not be reimbursed from semester 2 onwards. And regarding collaboration and external involvement, any agreements involving collaboration, whether within MUSA departments, within a MUSA department and a MUSA club, or between MUSA and external parties such as Student Life, must be included under the collaboration and external involvement in the BP. This ensures transparency and allows the MUSA treasurer and MUSA president to review them. And for finance-related queries, please consult MUSA first before reaching out to Student Life directly. This helps maintain like clear communication and proper financial oversight. And lastly, for a CR submission deadline for semester 1, please be informed that the deadline for submitting all cash reimbursement claims for semester 1 is Thursday, Friday, sure. Yeah, Thursday, 13th June, basically. And kindly note that no CRs will be processed after this date until the commencement of the new semester. And all departments are advised to ensure that submissions are made in a timely manner to facilitate smooth processing. So this is contributed by me and Bhaktawar, and it's accepted by.
Right.
Thank you. Now CNS.
Yeah. Okay, so super short report from my side, from CNS side. So it's like 3 points: the monitoring preparation, the storage room, and also the next semester event planning. So for the first part is for the Monash Cup preparation. So everything is going smoothly, and also the schedule is going on the Monash Cup preparations, and the sponsorship bazaar, opening and closing ceremony, those things are in progress, and the timeline is being planned And we have the meeting with SL to discuss on the opening and closing ceremony stuff, and will be updated afterwards. Yeah. So for the storage room, okay, so for the first phase one storage room has been and also we continue with the phase two to let the clubs to move in their equipment inside the storage room. And after that, we will like reach out to the clubs to move their equipment into the storage room. So the last point for the next semester event planning. Okay, so we have planned for the semester two club and society AGM like online, and the dates and the every detailed stuff will be like planning and discussion later on. And our CNS week will be held on like semester two is during week three, and still discussing on the further information. Yeah, so this report is contributed by Hebe and Shen Hong. So accepted by.
Good.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
And hello, voice.
Thank you for the mic, Hebe. So for us, we don't have a lot to update actually. We just have updates from the Treasurer's Department firstly. So the 1 month financial report is still being prepared as some issues about QR transfer are still being solved, so which has given us like a slow process. Cash reimbursement have been requested for Holy China Japan collaboration event, the Mark and I for Motor and remittances are also requested for all those events. So that's it from our Treasury department. And from the CRO department, certain departmental updates are an evaluation meeting with all 10 CRO subcommittee members was conducted and constructive feedback was given to both sides. And for our recurring event, IMF, the IMF screenings have successfully been completed. 3 of them have been completed for Indonesia, South Korea, and Brunei. Index Nepal screening has been postponed to next semester as they did not get in the footfall that they wanted to see. And the rest of the 7 communities will screen their movies during semester 2. The dates are still tentative, depending on clash with the big events from other MUSA departments and voice events as well, such as FCN. Okay, so for MCN, the MCN menu along with the dry and event date has been confirmed with the event space and the vendor. A sponsorship booklet has been completed and created, and an MCN external liaison team has been also formed internally, and we are formally contacting potential sponsors for MCN, and emails will be sent out by this week. The MCN menu finalization has also been done, and food tasting was also conducted. I hope you guys enjoyed the MCN menu tasting food. I can see Sean smiling there. Yeah. And a meeting with Civil Life regarding MCN is to happen this Friday. So that's it for our CRO department, and for the engagement department, for the departmental updates, 2 more subcommittee members to be inducted in July to ensure some smoother allocation and distribution of responsibilities. Engagement is currently working closely with other voice department for smooth event execution. Team engagement has completed 8 weekly meetings this semester. Weekly meeting for second semester will start from week 1 onwards. And upcoming events for our engagement department is John KL. The planning was still planned in Sarah for the booths. July and October has been completed. We will submit the EMS as soon as Student Life approves our John KL proposal. Game Wars, the logistical planning in Sarah has been completed and we'll be submitting EMS soon. The EMS for Game Wars, October will be submitted once the orientation dates are finalized, which have still not been finalized from Student Life side. The flagship event engagement is still currently working on its flagship event scheduled for our second semester, and we are still liaising with certain MUSA departments too for collaboration. Okay, that's it from engagement, and then from media department, media and publicity. So for Holy, the designs were created and published by the Buddhist team, and for One World, documentation was done in collaboration with Monga and the Photographic Club. Thank you, Monga. And the first screen has also been posted for One World, and the remaining content will be soon be posted as it's still being edited by our graphics team. Our second podcast episode, Campus Crossroads, will be shot during Swatwap Week, and we are still recruiting for talent. So if any of you guys want to join, please feel free to reach out to us. And the episode is going to be called The Final Chapter. And our Imposter Challenge video will also be shot during this Swatwap Week. So that's it from Luis. Is there any questions? No. No.
No.
Okay. This report is contributed by Farrell and myself, and MUSA 2025 acceptance of division report accepted by
Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
Activities.
So short. Okay, so for activities, it will be very short. So last 2 weeks we had the waterborne event happening on May 16th, in collaboration with the Monash Business Club. There is estimated 1,000 participation. The event is a week long from May 14 to 16. Um, Featuring pre-water bomb event from MEP and 3 days bazaar. The team managed to invite Talita and DJ Sherry for our event, which helped boost the footfall of the event. Then overall, the event is successful. While the feedback was positive, there is a shared goal to improve the small technicalities of the event, such as how long registration should be and the must purchase item for better clarity at future event. Then for MUSA Charity Festival Run, it's in progress. So the festival is scheduled for August 23rd, Saturday, with the run starting from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. around sunrise. The bazaar will run for 4 days from August 20 to August 24. Currently, the publicity team has finalized the logo and is in progress to finalize the banners and buntings. There will be 3 banners in total. On May 24, the logistics team has test run the route for the event and currently still finalizing the technical details to ensure the run to be smooth and with minimal blunder. The floor plan for bazaar and festival and its risk assessment have been finalized. Our first onboarding meeting will be held this week on May 31st. Okay. Merch has been under production and event promotion will be up by June 2nd. All teams are currently progressing on finalizing the event. Then the last point is July orientation. The event is planned for July 21st. A brainstorming session has been held to identify the themes for the event and the event flow. The event will be held similar to the February edition. However, this time there is Jomakan. The mapping proposal and event flow is finalized by this week. So that's it from activities. Contributed by me and Kelvin. Accepted by. Okay, thank you.
There are our Monash merch. The collection has started on Monday. I hope you guys have all collected. We have received a lot of good feedback, and we will be reselling the rest of the merch and the popular merch. For example, the T-shirt and the mugs on orientation for the new students. And secondly, about the OB shirt, it's under production, so hopefully will be received by 1st of July. For this semester will be jacket and jersey. And I don't know who's the last one. You better fill out the form now. Okay, so the first thing is the shipping permission. So because of the feedback from SL team, so we will be having a new tracker for people to fill out. So all departments or individuals intending to fill or conduct interviews on campus must complete the shipping tracker form. The form will be found here. Yeah. So after filling out the form, I will be passing the lanyard to you. And for example, if such as movies, they are having a shooting tomorrow, and your team has 60 people. So not all 60 people have to wear the lanyard, just the ones who's shooting have to wear it. And if you're shooting on campus and you didn't wear the lanyard, the guard will probably ask you to show the lanyard in case they will, get you out from the campus. So last thing is the merchandise guideline. So actually we wanted to implement this for quite a while, but we didn't state it in SOP. So all departments must obtain approval from me prior to any production. So this is actually arrange a meeting with me to show me the merch, the design, and no production will be allowed unless you gain approval from me. Yeah, so if you produce the merch without gaining my approval, you'll be getting warning letter. And this report is contributed by Jesse, accepted by Hillary. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Wilfred.
Alright, so firstly, we had our last event of the semester, which is Awareness Week happening from the 19th to the 21st of May, which is basically a 3-day of different activities raising awareness of different topics. And although we expected a higher participation rate, the feedback given to us was largely positive. And then next, we had our first WAC committee meeting. Yes. So discussions, it takes place on the 19th of May, 2 to 4 p.m. at the MSC table, with discussions including ORSH and EDI concerns, including ORSH training programs like the first aid kit provision on campus and to MUSA. First aid training and safety teams for boys and CNS is currently in discussion. And EDI concerns regarding to discussions on inclusive policies throughout MUSA and the EDI week for the second semester. And implementation of policies, information, and new orientation materials is aimed for international and exchange students, and it will commence in due time. And for the SDG goals, we're implementing events and initiatives concerning it, including provision of sanitary products on campus, which we're currently in discussion of, which Sean has mentioned. And we're planning to hold the second WAC meeting during the semester break. And we will start planning the semester 2 events. It's going to happen this week. The first meeting has already happened today at 5 p.m. with the heads of MUSA Welfare Subcommittee. And an online meeting with all of my members will be held this weekend. This report is contributed by me and Naomi, accepted by. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Editors?
Okay, so for the editors, it's a very short one. So basically, it's all about different projects. Firstly, we have MOSA, so it's a new initiative. Basically, it's for the media department. It's my concept. It basically means my concept. So it's a platform for all media subcoms to play around with visuals and explore new themes. It's a concept video, basically. And this project is ongoing. So today we just released the intro video, so you guys can go and watch on our YouTube, on our TikTok, and on our IG as well. So next is Cast of Monash. It's a project that's under Humans of Monash. So basically, it's Humans of Monash, but focusing on pets that are on campus right now, and people that are taking care of pets. So this project is right now in post-production and will be posting soon.
And What Do You Live For is also a new project involving students talking about their life and purpose. And this is also in post-production and will be posting soon, most probably in February. This is contributed by me, Crystal, Jason, and Yashwin, and centered by Thank you.
Alright, move on to SAS.
Hi, so for the SAS representatives department, we held our collaborative event with SOMAS and SOB, which took place on the 14th of May, and it was a success. The event recorded a total of 70 signups and was attended by over 50 participants and received favorable feedback from those in attendance. The event formally concluded all the semester 1 activities organized by the SAS representatives department. Moving on to the Z2 giveaway. This was organized to raise awareness of the Z2 survey and to encourage student participation through incentives. Z2 giveaway was carried out in week 11, which was from the 19th to the 23rd of May by the SAS Major Minor Reps division. And finally, for semester 2 planning, SAS has finalized all the dates for all the events next semester to facilitate early planning and to enable timely submission of the EMSs. And the school assembly has also commenced planning for the 7th school carnival scheduled to take place during week 5. Contributed by Ike and Sharina, accepted by Zero.
Alright, thank you. SOB. So for SOB, our next event is gonna be with MCP, and it's basically a panel session. We already uploaded on our Instagram account, and now we're just waiting for signups. Now for the next one is merch. We met up today to discuss and finalize our designs, and it will be done by Sunday. And after that, we can ask Jesse for approval. And then the next is CPA, with CPA Deloitte visit. So they were supposed to come this week, but then it was difficult to communicate with them because they took a while to answer. So we'll postpone it to next semester, and we'll confirm the dates for that. And then the last one is the plan for next semester. So we want to have less events and then make it with better quality so that we can focus more on each event. And yeah, Adwa and I will be talking more about the details of our plans for next semester. Yeah, contributed by Hazel and Adwa, accepted by
May I know who's sending the budget for sales?
budget. Oh, we did discussion. Who is in there? SOE. And then you guys are also making the yeah, no, the no proposal, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then after that we'll just apply for the EMS after that. Oh, accepted by. Thank you. Thank you. SOE.
Okay, so we have our upcoming design competition. So it's scheduled to start on the 2nd of June 2025 and end on the 3rd of August. So it will be held over a duration of 62 days and is held online. So the proposal has already been approved. And now for our care package, this is our upcoming event next week. So it's scheduled for next week with a duration of 3 days. The location is at OWL Building 9 Level 3 and is aimed to give care packages to engineering students during Hell Week, I guess. So online orders have already arrived and physical store orders has already been bought. We are planning to have the year reps and the committee members to manage the booth in week 13. So now for SOE and SOIT alumni engagement dinner, SEMS has already been approved. Event date is set at 4th of June 2025. Venue is at Study Melbourne Hub in Jaya 1. And promotion has already started through WhatsApp groups and email to all Year 3 and Year 4 students, currently targeting only SOE and SOIT students. So as of now, we don't have an Instagram post up yet. And as of 24th May, we have 8 alumni that have signed up and 12 students. So now for our career series update. This event is scheduled from the 29th of July to 1st of August over a duration of 4 days. Event proposal is currently in progress. Sarah has already been submitted and approved. Information booklet for companies encompassing everything about the event is already in progress, set to be confirmed by this week. So we currently have 5 gold sponsors or companies that have already confirmed their time slots for the talks. We have left only 3 more open spots. So now for farm engineering updates. Master document for the sponsorship for external license have already been established, and external license are expected to contact the company soon. Planning with the events team will happen in week 13, where the games and the budget proposal will be finalized. Sarah has already been submitted, and yeah. So now for our set 2 giveaway that happened from 19 May to 23rd May. A total of 134 students participated in the set 2 giveaway where we gave away donuts. So yeah, contributed by Joash and Kavi, accepted by. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you. SIT?
For SIT, we have just finished our balloon tournament, and the semifinals and finals were held on 3rd of May online, and we have like distributed prizes to all of the winners. For our set 2 giveaway, our EMS just got approved today, and we are planning to give away those Milo to others on this Thursday. Yeah. For our alumni networking dinner with SOE, we are currently still promoting the event, and it will be held on next week, next Tuesday, 4th of June. Yeah, and for the preparations, we still need some time to work on the flow, but other than that, mostly it's done already. For our merchandise, we are still finalizing our t-shirt designs, so we will probably get it done by over the break, and we're planning to release the t-shirts over the break too. For our orientation outing is a new thing that we're planning to start next semester, because usually we just gonna do like co-star competitions, but for next time we decide to start organizing outing for all the freshies to network with each other. Yeah, currently we're still looking for the outing venue, so we are considering those indoor parks. Finally, for our industrial visit to Grab, we have proposed 2 dates to Grab, which is 13 and 14 of August. We are planning to bring around 40 students to Grab office, and for our EMS and further arrangement, it will be done after we have further confirmed with Grab site. Yeah. Contributed by Tyler and Chihui, accepted by Jessie.
Thank you. Thomas?
Okay, so for summers, firstly, our upcoming events, we're currently in talks with the surgical interest group from the clinical school in JB on a potential collaborative event in semester 2. Secondly, our merchandise. We're currently finalizing the designs for the 2025 merchandise line. We are also distributing the unclaimed merchandise from 2024 to the students who purchased them last year. And lastly, our setu, we are giving out donuts for the setu giveaway. This is contributed by Jocelyn and Razan and seconded by Thank you.
Thank you, Justin. Okay. SOP?
So for SOP, few events. So firstly is a distress night. So MUSA SOP and MUSA SOS have successfully organized our distress night last Friday on Active Learning Classroom 6315. And the aim of the event was technically to help the students from School of Pharmacy and School of Science to de-stress after a hectic semester. And also our event agenda technically had dinner and also de-stress activity like clay modeling, canvas painting, origami folding, and also the board games. And also we had some doggies which were the capybara blind boxes and also Shantip's small yellow ducks. Thank you so much for that. So yeah, and also our publicity team from both schools have successfully done the beautiful photo booth as well. And so kudos to them. And a total of 57 participants turned up. So overall, very successful event. And thank you so much to all committees from School of Pharmacy and School of Science as well. So next is our Setu giveaway. So we also had our Setu giveaway on the 21st to 22nd May at Nepal Place. So we got ESC funds to fund for 200 survey cookies to be given to all the students from School of Pharmacy who have filled in the survey. And lastly is our merchandise sales. So publicity officers have already started the designing process. And also our confirmed items to be sold for our merchandisers is the t-shirt, lanyard, keychain, hoodie, and also stickers. Yeah. So t-shirt design have already been finalized after voting by all the students from School of Pharmacy. And designs for the rest of the items will be finalized by 29 May. But we still need to go through publicity first. And also, once finalized, the design will be sent to the vendor for quotation purposes. So that's the end of the report. So this, lastly, the discussion between Hashini and I regarding Setu events will be done by this week. And yeah, so this report is contributed by Hashini and I, and seconded by Kevin. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. SOS.
So ours is gonna be a short one as well. So just gonna update about SOP SOS Distress Night. We have 57 participants and also many participants feedback, giving positive feedback. And talk about this merch sales. So our merch sales is already beginning. And for some of the pre-order already reached the maximum order number, so we close for the pre-order. And then for the Setu giveaway, we prepared 65 bags of famous Amos cookies and also scheduled to give Wednesday, which didn't happen, but we move up to Thursday. Yeah, so the report is contributed by Sindri and Winnie, accepted by Dion.
All right, that's the end of the departmental report. Do anybody of you have anything to add? 3, 2, 1. In that case, we can end our MSC for this round. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you students for joining as well. And see you in the next MSC.
See what he did. See what he changed. He changed like
Nobody's the stream started.
changed
I don't know.